Hey everybody, what's going on? Thank y'all so much for checking out my tournament recap. I kind of got a different setup today. It's actually Wednesday afternoon. I'm recording this right before I upload it. I'm up here at Knoxville, Tennessee at Lake Cherokee for the second Bassmaster Open, doing my little tournament recap for Lake Weiss. So I kind of got behind schedule on doing it, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do it up here. I don't have my rods and reels and everything. I've already got that tied on for my baits for this tournament, but I just went ahead and cut the baits off. So starting off that morning, Lake Weiss, March the 26th when we fished it for the Bremen Marine tournament. We wound up with 5 keepers for 11.5 pounds. Our big fish, we had 2 that were 3 pounds each. So, not the weight we were hoping for, but if you were on the lake that day, you know how tough it was. I mean, the wind's blowing up here behind me now. I've kind of got the truck blocked, so maybe y'all can hear me, but we knew the wind was going to be ripping, and we figured it was going to be an early bite. And once that wind got up, we figured it would be kind of shut down. But like I said, had 11.5 pounds, caught 5 fish. So we put in at the causeway at the Highway 9 bridge boat ramp, and we run down towards the dam. Not all the way to the dam. We stopped around the Yellow Creek area and pulled up on a spot that it's just a spot we've got some history on. We didn't practice fish or pre-fish or anything. We just kind of rolled with it that morning, but we pulled up on that first spot, and if you saw the video, it was a little seawall. And if you didn't watch the video, I'm going to put the link in the comments in the description so you can watch it. But we pulled up on a seawall and had been there for 3 minutes, and I caught a 3-pound spot on this little swim jig. Hopefully y'all can see that, just white and chartreuse with a white crawfish trailer. I pitched up there, and actually, if you saw the video, I pitched it up on the seawall on top of it and had to flip it, like shake the rod till it fell back in the water. But right when it fell in, that big spot was just sitting there and grabbed it, and it took off, and I flipped it in the boat, and that was our first one, a 3-pounder. But like I said, it just come on that little 1/2-ounce white and chartreuse swim jig. Honestly, I didn't even reel it or swim it. That fish just grabbed it on the fall. And the second bait that we caught our fish on was actually a spinnerbait. Papa caught 2 back to back. It wasn't this exact spinnerbait, but it was similar. He was actually using one with 2 Colorado or Indiana blades. I'll try to post a picture of it in the video. He sent me a picture of it, so I'll try to post that. And I didn't have it with him, but like I said, it was just a spinnerbait. I don't know the exact size, either 3/8 or 1/2 ounce, but just like a little chartreuse and white, and it had like a little bit of some brown and orangey colors in it. He flipped up there, same spot on the seawall. He caught 2 spots back to back. One of them was nice, probably about a 2 1/4 pounder, and the other one was just a keeper. But like I said, we caught 3 fish right off the bat. The first one come on that white 1/2-ounce swim jig, and then the other 2 come on Papa's spinnerbait that I'll post a picture of. And then we hit that spot a little bit, and there were some other boats in this area which we kind of weren't expecting, but we knew with the wind some people were going to be moving around and trying to get out of it. So that was like 7:30, 7:25. We had three keepers right off the bat. Fished around there for about 20-25 more minutes, no bites. So we jumped across the pocket to the other side, and I pulled up on a similar looking seawall, and I caught our 4th keeper, which was a largemouth, on the chatterbait, just white and chartreuse with a little white paddle tail swim bait. This was a 1/2 ounce too. I pulled up on the seawall, and the wind was blowing across this point, and we were kind of protected. And in the video, I said, there should be one right here. And sure enough, I threw up there, caught a largemouth. He was probably 1.5 pounds, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but that was our 4th fish. And this was before 8 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest. So by 8 a.m., we had 8 a.m. Georgia time. We had 4 keepers. So a decent start. We're thinking, we got the rest of the day, but in the back of our head, we knew that wind was going to get up and get rough. And sure enough, after I caught that 4th one on the chatterbait, it pretty much, the bite shut down for us. We hit our starting spot 2 or 3 more times. We fished some new stuff. Fished just trying to stay out of the wind. Nothing was working. I mean, that wind was ripping. So we fished along, the same baits, chatterbait, spinnerbait, a crankbait some, and we got back in this pocket. It was the back of the pocket where we started, and it was like 12:15, and I got back there, and it had got calm a little bit. So I pulled out my wacky worm, and there was like 5 or 6 boat docks in there, and I just started fishing them real slow with a wacky worm. And at about 12:45, I skipped under one, and I caught a 3-pound largemouth on this bait right here. Instead of that pink red tail, it was a chartreuse tail, but it's just the same bait, just a green pumpkin 5-inch stick bait with a chartreuse tail. I skipped it on there weightless on a 2-aught wacky worm hook, and I felt that fish bite it. and I set the hook, and it kind of had me wrapped around the dock post a little bit, but luckily I got it free. We got that one in the boat at like I said, 12:45. We had to weigh in at 2:30 Georgia time, and we fished around some more, hit our starting spot one more time, and this is like 1:15, and it was getting so rough. We could see the causeway, but we could see it white capping out there. So me and Papa made the decision to just head back to the boat ramp, and we're in a 19-foot aluminum boat with a 150, so not a small boat, but not a big boat either. We made the run back at like 1 o'clock. We knew it was gonna be rough. We had to idle the whole way. Probably took us 25 minutes to get there. It was a disaster trying to load the boat and get it on the trailer. There was a log that had floated up at the causeway boat ramp and had one lane blocked, so everybody was trying to load with one lane. The wind was ripping. I mean, there was no protection from it. I saw people trying to have to try 3 or 4 times to get the boat on there. We barely got on there with that aluminum boat. Luckily, we were able to get it on there and just winched it up and took it out. I was just real happy to get off the lake on Saturday. I mean, that was really rough, but like I said, wound up with those 5 fish that you saw in the video, weighed 11.5 pounds. We come in 5th place out of 40 boats or so. So not exactly the finish we were hoping for, but it wasn't a bad finish. It took 15 to win and a couple 14-pound bags. And I talked to some of the guys that did pretty good that had 14 pounds, and both of them said that it was an early morning thing. Like after about 7:45, 8 o'clock, their bite just shut down, and they might have caught a couple fish throughout the day, but for the most part, the bite was between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. And after that, it pretty much shut down. But that's pretty much it, you know, so I'll go over it one more time. Started off on the little swim jig, caught a 3-pound spot first thing, and then Papa caught 2 back-to-back on a spinnerbait. Not this exact spinnerbait, but I'll post a picture of it. And then I caught one on the chatterbait, and then at about 12:45, I caught one on a wacky worm up under a boat dock, and that was it for our 5 fish. But like I said, I'm glad we made it back. It was super rough. And like I said, I'm up here at Cherokee recording this. So you're watching this on Wednesday night. Tomorrow's day 1 of my tournament. If you want to follow along, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put it down in the description, but it's also linked in my my homepage of the channel. Just look up Jacob Robinson Fishing on both YouTube and, look up Jacob Robinson Fishing on Facebook and Instagram. It should pop up. But thank y'all so much for watching this recap. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and be on the lookout for my video Friday. I'm going to be having like a little channel update, kind of what's going on while I'm up here at Cherokee. And hopefully I've got another video on Monday of next week. But until then, y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.